Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of College Ball with J Dog. It's terrible Monday as usual. Everybody hates Mondays. Hopefully, this video will make your Monday a little better, y'all. We got SEC permanent opponents have been announced. Are you happy with your teams? I'm a little disappointed with my teams. We got AP Coach's Poll Reaction like we do every Monday. Then we got our Week 5 preview, y'all. Spoiler alert. This Saturday is an absolute banger, y'all. If this don't get you chubbed up or whatever over football this Saturday, nothing will. This Saturday is an absolute killer schedule, y'all. I'm pumped. I'm ready for it. Y'all do that YouTube stuff for me real quick before we get into the video. You know what it is. Give me that thumbs up. Hit that bell, go up, hit all to help you get my videos. Y'all please hit that subscribe for me when you watch. Been stuck at 53 for a while. Give me to 100. You give me to 100, I'll let y'all come up with something crazy for me to do on here. It can't be giving away no money, because I'm a broke EMFer. But I'll do something crazy for y'all if y'all give me to 100. Help me keep growing this channel. I'm bringing y'all the knowledge. You don't have to do any research. I bring it all to you right here. It's enough jibber jabber, y'all. Let's get into it. First things first, going to go over the SEC permanent opponents, y'all. Do you feel like your team got a fair shake, or do you feel like you got robbed? I feel like Tennessee got a good shake, but I hate that we don't play Florida or Georgia every year anymore. And that's coming from a Tennessee fan that's lost to Georgia 9 years in a row, y'all. I love we got to keep Alabama. But our other two games are Vandy and Kentucky. Does that give us two of the easier games in the conference? Sure. And I know with the other six rotating, you're always going to have hard games, and you're still going to play. We'll still play Georgia and Florida every other year. Maybe one of them will alternate, and we'll get one of each of them every year. I just hate it. I love playing the best of the best. In the Florida game, I know they've not been the best lately. But I grew up with that being the biggest rivalry that we had, y'all. Alabama, we was kicking their ass when I grew up. Fulmer went 11-5 against them. So my era, Florida was really the big rival. Obviously, Alabama took that back as my life went on. Beat us 16 years in a row with Saban. Georgia's up to 9. I just absolutely hate we don't get to play them every year. I know we'll still play them, but I hate it. I'm glad I knew we was going to keep third Saturday in October, but honestly, I thought it would be us playing Alabama, Vandy, and then Florida or South Carolina, because they wanted to keep it geographical too. But we got Kentucky. I mean, I guess if they're going to make us play Kentucky every year, it's also just for the next 4 seasons, so it can change. But they need to bring the beer barrel back. I understand why they took it away, but accidents like that happen, We played for the beer barrel forever. They took it away. Let's bring the beer barrel back for Tennessee and Kentucky, y'all. All right, Alabama, how do you feel? You got Auburn, Tennessee, Mississippi State. I think that's a pretty good draw. Arkansas got Missouri, Texas, and LSU. Arkansas may struggle with that. I mean, Missouri's even been pretty good the last few years. Auburn got Alabama, Georgia, Vandy. That's probably the hardest 3 that I've seen so far. With even Vandy, Vandy the last couple of years, they've been on the up and up. I don't think they'll ever be national title contenders, but they're a team that can beat you any given Saturday. Florida got Georgia, South Carolina, Kentucky. That's not that bad. Georgia got Auburn, Florida, South Carolina. Kentucky got Florida, Tennessee, South Carolina. LSU got Arkansas, Ole Miss, Texas A&M. Mississippi State got Ole Miss, Vandy, Alabama. Missouri, Arkansas, A&M, Oklahoma. That's a pretty tough one with OU and with Texas A&M and Oklahoma. Oklahoma got Texas, Ole Miss, and Missouri. Ole Miss got Mississippi State, LSU, and Oklahoma. That's a pretty tough one with Oklahoma and LSU. South Carolina got Georgia, Florida, UK. If Florida comes back up, which they inevitably will when they get rid of Napier. Then went over Tennessee. Texas got A&M, Arkansas, OU. That's two tough ones, and Arkansas always has the potential to get better if they ever fire Pittman. A&M got LSU, Missouri, Texas. A&M might have the toughest one, y'all. That's tough, especially if Missouri stays up like they've been. And Vandy got Auburn, Tennessee, Mississippi State. So y'all let me know in the comment section who you think got the toughest draw the next 4 years with their permanent opponents. I am stuck between Arkansas and Texas A&M. Y'all let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments. And whatever team you're a fan of, let me know if you're happy with your 3 permanents. I'm not happy with mine. We got an easier draw than what mine would have been if I was the one picking it. But I'd have loved to keep either Georgia or Florida on the schedule every year. Preferably Florida. I'd have been fine with Georgia too. But it is what it is. At least it's for 4 years. I don't know if they'll move everybody's around, what they'll do in 4 years. But at least we know. The good part about it is you do play every team in the conference within 2 years. And we played Oklahoma the last 2 years, so I'm sure next year we'll have Texas on our schedule. I'm hoping we get Ole Miss. I can't wait to play Lane Kiffin again. Please give us Ole Miss on our schedule next year. I don't even care if we have to go to Ole Miss. After that game in 2021, I've been freaking drooling at the mouth to get another chance at Kiffin because Heupel in his first year had his ass. If it wasn't for the fake injuries, them screwing us out of a fumble, and Hooker getting hurt at the very end, we probably beat them that year. So I'd love to get another shot at Kiffin, so hopefully we get that next year. We're going to go over the coaches and AP poll real quick, y'all. The AP poll, it's an absolute joke. It's improving time and time again. It's like every week now something gets posted about some terrible AP vote. I mean, that girl, she absolutely destroyed the name of the AP vote. I already talked crap about it before, but she just made it even worse. You can go back on my videos, and I've said since I've been doing this that the AP poll's a joke. I go off the coaches poll, but let's go over the AP poll real quick, y'all. The one, Ohio State, they've been number 1 since they beat Texas. They'll stay there until they lose. Miami jumped up to 2 after beating Florida 26-7. I don't really have a problem with that because Penn State's not played nobody yet. They get a chance to make a statement this Saturday. They play Oregon. LSU at 4. Still not impressed by LSU. Georgia at 5. I think Georgia should be at 3. Oregon at 6. So they play Penn State this weekend, so somebody's going to have a loss. Somebody's dropping. 7, Oklahoma. They jumped up 4 spots for beating Auburn. I'm not sure about that. That game was close, and Oklahoma got the calls. Not saying they wouldn't have won, but I don't think that win was worthy of them jumping 4 spots. That's just my opinion. Florida State at 8. I still think they're high. That Alabama win is not holding as much weight as it did. Texas A&M at 9. I have no problem with. Think they're a little high, but I'm not going to complain about it. Texas falling 2 spots after they looked the best they have all year, but it was against some scrubs. So IU at 11. You beat number 9 by 53 points. You're going to jump in the poll. They jumped 8 spots. No problem with that. Even though I think Illinois is overrated, when you beat number 9, you jump. I mean, that's all there is to it. Texas Tech at 12. Texas Tech, that Utah game, it was 34-10, but I mean, it was 13-10 going into the fourth quarter, y'all. Which Texas Tech ran away with it, even with their backup quarterback, which is impressive, especially on the road. Let's see, Ole Miss 13. They whooped Tulane, stayed the same. Iowa State dropped 2 spots after a win. Tennessee stayed the same. Georgia Tech's up 2 spots at that 16. Alabama 17. They dropped 3 spots. I think they dropped 3 spots because Wisconsin looked terrible. They got killed by Maryland, and Maryland's over/under win total was like 4.5, 3.5. So that win that they got against Wisconsin does not look as good as it did when they got it. Vandy moved up to 18. Michigan 19. Michigan handled business. If anybody stops a run against Michigan, they can beat them, which Oklahoma proved. But if you can't stop the run, Michigan can beat you. 20, Missouri, they jumped up 3 spots. I don't have a problem with that. They handled South Carolina. I seen something. South Carolina had -9 rushing yards in that game. You're not going to win any game against anybody if you rush for negative yards. It might not been for the whole game. What I seen, I'm not 100% sure. But Missouri ran for like almost 300, and South Carolina ran for 9, basically. Well, we got USC at 21. They're up. We got Notre Dame at 22. They jumped 2 spots after a win against Purdue, even though they got 2 losses, which is crazy. Illinois should have fell out of the poll. I don't care how high they is ranked. You lose by 53 points. You do not deserve to be ranked, period. They should have fell out of the poll. 24, TCU. They got a good win against SMU. They have a pretty tough game this weekend. In 25, you got BYU. They're back in the poll. They fell out. They're back in. Receiving votes, you got Auburn. They're right outside the top 25 after their loss. Mississippi State's right outside top 25. They play Tennessee this weekend. South Florida, Utah, Arizona State. Arizona State beat Baylor. I figured they'd be a little higher after that. Teams that dropped out was Utah and Auburn, y'all. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a big AP poll person, but they're a lot closer to the coaches poll now than they was. I think they figured out after all the backlash. I think they probably told their voters to take it more serious, if I had to guess. Coaches poll, y'all. This is the one I go off of until the college football playoff rankings come out. 1 Ohio State. The top 7 was unchanged. So Ohio State, Penn State, Georgia, LSU, Oregon, Miami, Texas. Georgia should be in front of Penn State. That's the one I'd change right there. Which, like I said, Penn State and Oregon play this weekend. Georgia plays Bama. There's going to be some shakeup this week, y'all. Number 8, Florida State moved up 1. Texas A&M moved up 1. OU moved up 2. Ole Miss stayed in their spot after clobbering Tulane. Indiana moved up 5. Indiana should have moved up probably above Ole Miss. I mean, you beat number 9, number 10, whatever they was in the coaches poll by 53 points. You move up more than 5 spots. Let's see. Iowa State stayed where they were. Texas Tech moved up 2 spots. Tennessee stayed where they are. Bama dropped 2 spots in the coaches poll, too. People are high on Bama again after that Wisconsin game until Wisconsin played Maryland. I said on my show after the Wisconsin game that I still wasn't sold. Not saying Bama can't win a bunch of games this year. Just I'm not sold after the Wisconsin game. And then after that game against Maryland this week, people realized what I was talking about, and the media jumped on board too. Georgia Tech moved up 2 spots, 17. Michigan at 18, 2 spots. Missouri at 19, moved up 3 spots. Vandy moved up 3 spots, 20. Notre Dame still at 21, which absolutely blows my mind how a team that's lost their first 2 games is still ranked. All they beat was Purdue. Blows my mind. I don't know. sure y'all hear my baby screaming in the background. She's at that age where she thinks it's fun to yell, so just work with me on that. 22 USC. They entered the poll. 23 Illinois. Like I said, I think they should have fell out. I don't care if they're 3-1. You lose by 53 points, you drop out of the poll, in my opinion. 24 BYU. 25 TCU. TCU's over-under win total 6.5 this year, y'all, and it's looking like they're going to well surpass that, and I picked them to surpass that on my over-under parlay heading into the year. They're all looking really good right now, besides West Virginia. Picked them to go over 5.5, man. If they don't find the offense, that's not going to happen. Arizona State's receiving votes: Utah, Louisville, Mississippi State, Memphis, Auburn, South Florida, Washington. Washington has a chance to make some noise this weekend. Teams that dropped out: Utah, South Carolina, Auburn. What do y'all think about the polls? Is there anything you got a problem with? I don't really have a problem with much of it right now. It's all going to work itself out. Like you said, you got this huge weekend this weekend. You got huge weekends coming up, y'all. The season's in full effect, and the contenders are being separated from the pretenders, and I absolutely love it. I get pumped up on Monday, just waiting on Saturday. I'm fired up all week. Tennessee got their first real road game this week. We got to go listen to the damn cowbells. I'm ready for it. If you're a Tennessee fan, do not overlook Mississippi State. They beat Arizona State. Arizona State was ranked 11th and 12th, according to which poll you looked at. And ain't lost since. They just went on the road and beat Baylor. So don't count your chickens before they hatch, ball fans. All right, y'all, we got Friday night game here. 2 decent Friday night games. Florida State goes on the road to Virginia. FSU is a 7.5-point favorite. The over-under is 58.5. This is Friday night at 7 o'clock, y'all. So we got a little early action this week. The FPI is 60% Florida State, 40 Virginia. Virginia's actually looked pretty good this year. Is it fool's gold with the competition they played? That's absolutely possible. But you don't know till you play somebody, and they got a chance this weekend at home. So we'll see how it goes for them. I don't make my predictions until Thursday. This is just a few. Get everybody ready, get fired up for the week. Tomorrow I'll be doing my y'all want me to do a top 25 or just top 12, my playoff picks? Y'all let me know in the comment section. Do you want me to do a top 25 or just top 12, including my group of 5 in the playoff right now? So I'm going to start doing my own poll. I already got my own SEC quarterback ranking. I already got my own SEC power ranking. If you're a Big Ten fan or anybody else who want me to do y'all's power rankings, let me know in the comments, and I'll do that too. Another Friday night banger, y'all. Arizona State's got another chance to get back in the polls. TCU goes to Arizona State. Arizona State is a 2.5-point favorite. Over-under is 55.5. If I had to guess on that one, I'd probably go with the over if I was betting it. It's 50-50 right down the middle. I think TCU is better. I think TCU is good, and I had Arizona State as an overrated team coming into the year. Like I said, this is a preview show, but that's Josh Hoover versus Sam Levitt, two of the top quarterbacks in Big 12. I think it'll end up being a shootout. I think that 55.5 is a little low if you want an early bet, because I think that will probably go up as the week goes on. Let's get into Saturday games, y'all. Saturday, we got my Vols go road. It's 4-0 Mississippi State, y'all. Blake Shapen, Joey Aguilar duking it out. Tennessee's got a 74% chance to win it, according to the FPI. The spreads don't went from 9.5 to 7.5. The over-under is 61.5. I'm ready for this game. I'm ready to see what Joey Dimes does on the road, y'all. Well, you can say what you want to about Mississippi State, but they got a hostile road environment, y'all. And for some reason, they're the only team in the whole conference that's allowed to have any artificial noisemakers. They get to shake them damn cowbells all night damn long. Let's say when you leave Mississippi State, you go home and hear cows mooing in your damn sleep from hearing all them damn cowbells all night. This game is not really on the big national radar anymore, but I think it's going to be a good game. And if Notre Dame loses it, they're going to be in a frenzy in South Bend, y'all. And if Arkansas loses it, I don't think Sam Pittman makes it to Sunday as the coach. If Marcus Freeman loses it, his ass is going to be hot. His hot seat's going to be scorching, y'all. And the FPI thinks it's going to be a good one. You got 44% Arkansas, 56% Notre Dame. The over-under is 64.5. Damn. Which Notre Dame's defense has sucked this year. And so is Arkansas's. The spread 6.5 to Notre Dame. If Arkansas didn't screw around, lose to Memphis, it'd probably be a little closer than that. It's in Fayetteville. If Notre Dame don't get a win there, their season's over. No matter what they do the rest of the year, their playoff chances are over. Their season ain't over. 9-3 is still a good year. But their playoff chances, with them not playing in a conference and all that, it's absolutely over. They asked Marcus Freeman if he was going to take the defensive calls back from the defense coordinator. He said no, that it's not the play calls, it's execution. So I don't know. It's definitely not going so good in South Bend right now. Even Purdue did put some points up on them. So I did not mean to pull that one back up, y'all. Give me just a second. I was trying to scroll there. Like I said, this is just a preview show, y'all. We do our predictions Thursday. Tomorrow will be my SEC quarterback rankings, SEC power rankings, and either my top 12 or top 25, according to what y'all tell me you want. This one right here, y'all, this has a chance to be a sneaky good game. Ohio State going all the way out west to Washington. Well, they traveled out west to Oregon last year, lost to Oregon. I get Oregon is a better team than Washington. But Washington has a hell of an environment out there. It's one of the best on the West Coast. Oregon and Washington right there neck and neck. DeMond Williams, Washington quarterback, he's pretty daggone good. Obviously, Ohio State has a huge talent advantage here. It'd take Ohio State beating themselves for this upset to happen, but we've seen Ohio State do it before, and it can happen again. I probably ain't going to call for it, but when you make that West Coast trip, anything can happen. I mean, there's, like I said before, there's a reason they play the games on Saturday, because if it was played on paper and everything went according to plan, there'd be no reason to watch. And so now here, y'all, I think this one's going to be a really good game. LSU Ole Miss. Can LSU get out of their slump? Their offensive slump? Their defense has played their ass off. Their offense has been terrible all year. I don't know what's going on with my stuff while it's lagging, y'all. It's just been one of those days. It's a Monday, I'm telling you. Ole Miss LSU, y'all. Ole Miss favored by 2.5 points. It is at Ole Miss. Back on it. It's at Ole Miss. Ole Miss offense has been absolutely electric. LSU's defense has been electric. Can LSU's offense come out and play decent ball Saturday? If they don't, Ole Miss might win this game. The FPI loves Ole Miss in this game. 73% to 27%. I said Vegas has a 2.5-point spread. Ole Miss. The over-under is 55.5. I think that's going to be an absolute hell of a game, y'all. I cannot wait for a prediction show on this week and just to see how I do, because there's so many games that are neck and neck this week, y'all. That's going to be very, very, very hard to pick, and they're going to. I got a decent record this year, but it's still early in the year, y'all. Up next, this one's a sleeper good game, y'all. It's not as talked about as much as some of the other ones, but Texas A&M and Auburn, y'all. It's at Texas A&M. Spread 6.5. Over unders 52.5. A&M's favored. The FPI loves Texas A&M. 68%, 32%. Can Jackson Arnold get some time to throw the ball in this game? That'll be the difference maker. And A&M's defense is not like that good this year. So Auburn may be able to go out and score some points, y'all. I expect Texas A&M's defense to be way better this year. Their offense has been really good, so Auburn's defense has played really good this year. Now they held Oklahoma to 24. So that's an interesting matchup. And Hugh Freeze, his seat's going to get hot if he loses that game. He'll be 3-2, and he's got a rough schedule ahead. These next two, y'all, these are the damn bangers of the week. Oregon goes on the road to Happy Valley. They are 3.5-point underdogs. 52.5 is the over-under. The FPI thinks it's right even, 51% to 49. I don't believe in James Franklin, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that. I don't believe in James Franklin. I don't believe in Drew Allen. The only way Penn State wins this game is if Oregon cannot stop the run. Drew Allen's been atrocious this year. His QBR is like 38 or 34, something absolutely crazy low. And usually he torches bad competition and looks terrible against good competition. Well, so far this year, he's looked terrible against bad competition. So do you think it's going to get automatically better against the top 10 Oregon team? I'm thinking Penn State does what Penn State does, and they lose every big game they play. But like I said, that's why you play the games on Saturday. This isn't a prediction show. That's just my preview of it. Until Penn State wins a big game, it's hard to pick them to win a big game. And last but certainly not least, heavyweight battle in the SEC. You got Alabama, who's down, but they are not out, against the new dogs on the block, the new top dog on the block, the Georgia Bulldogs. Kirby has struggled against Alabama. He's got one win against them. That was a national title game. He's lost the national title to him. He's lost every other game he's played to him. He beat them one time. Alabama has Kirby's number. Alabama done got whooped by Florida State. Does Alabama turn their season around and win this game? Or does Georgia get over that Alabama hump, go 4-0? We will see. The only thing I hate about that game is the last 2 years, the SEC has got both them bye weeks for that game. How many other teams get that kind of favoritism, y'all? How many other teams before their big game like that both get bye weeks? It's very rare that happens. Alabama and Georgia's got it both for the last 2 years. And they want to make sure that game is everybody's healthy, everybody's prepared. They want it to be the big matchup of the year. So both get a bye week, both get 2 weeks to prepare, 2 weeks to get healthy, 2 weeks to get rest. I think that's crazy. It hardly ever happens that way. They get it both years. That's going to be a great game, possibly. Is Alabama got turned around like people think after the Wisconsin game? They're starting to backtrack a little bit. I said I wasn't sold yet. They got a chance to shut me up Saturday. And Georgia has a chance to establish themselves as the best in the conference still. I've got them as best in the conference right now. We'll see, y'all. It's going to be an absolute fun Saturday. I cannot wait. It's just Monday. Hope these videos help you get y'all through while you're waiting for Saturday. I appreciate y'all tuning in. If you haven't already, go hit that thumbs up real quick. Get in that comment section. Hit that bell. Go up, hit all. Help me get to 100 subscribers. I'd absolutely appreciate the hell out of it. Thank y'all for tuning in. God bless you, and go Vols.